Hi there. My name is Esther Lewars, and I am here with the SIS biweekly Chit Chat WebEx recap for October 26, 2023. So today we had our Chit Chat WebEx with the PowerSchool clerks, and this video is to go over the main concepts and topics that were covered. We have two QR codes that we're asking clerks to utilize during our meetings. The one on the left, the Q&A document, yes, the meeting is over, but we would like for any new clerk to use that link and to let us know that you are new to your role so that we can start to plan additional support, open office hours, or opportunities to help you in your role. The QR code on the right is for the sign-in sheet, so you do not have to worry about that. But please, if you are new to your role as a PowerSchool clerk, please scan or use the URL tinyurl.com/NBOE-chitchat to add your name to that list so that we can have a record of all of the new clerks. Okay, so this week is Red Ribbon Week, where we're promoting healthy mind, healthy bodies, and to make awareness of the impact on, of drugs and alcohol on our body. And so we want to encourage people to promote positive and healthy habits. So hope everyone is having a great Red Ribbon Week. As for why I'm in my blue, today is the day to wear blue for NBOE colors. All right, so today we went over, as usual, the important dates. The NJ Smart ESSA outcome. We looked at some data management highlights, the reports that need to be run, as well as some system errors that we shared with selected schools. We went over PowerSchool updates, like what's happening with PowerSchool and what changes are to be expected. Then we went into the report card timeline. On October 31st is Halloween. So if you celebrate Halloween, have a great trick or treat. I know schools will be also, probably doing their celebrations with your students, and that's a time that our students enjoy. So please enjoy and be safe. On November 7th is the date that high schools will use as the semester 1 E1 midterm assignment date. So starting November 7th through November 9th, your assignments, only E1 and midterm assignments, should have those dates. Any one of those dates can be used for those exams, and only those assignments should have those dates. All right. So for everyone, Cycle 1 ends on November 9th. Cycle 2 begins on November 10th. So any assignments that need to be a part of Cycle 1 need to have the dates starting September 5th, I think is when we started school, through November 9th. If an assignment has the date November 10th, it will not be included on the students and included in the calculation of the students' quarter 1 grades. On November 16th, we are asking that all teachers finalize their grade books with final grades and comments. And by November 28th, we will be providing additional clarity as to how we want schools to validate that the grade books have been reviewed prior to us storing the grades on November 30th. So we definitely expressed our gratitude to all the schools who participated in the October 15 count, where we collected all the data necessary for NJ Smart. So NJ Smart is the system that we use to submit all of our students' data and to confirm the number of students that are in our schools and the various programs. This information is then used for next year's student count and the funding and all that good stuff. So we had an enrollment increase of about 2 to 3,000 students. We now have over 39,000 students enrolled in the district. And this year, we decreased our error rate from last year, which was also very small, but our error rate this year is 0.03%. So this is the lowest our error rate has been over several years, and that's because of all the hard work that you have done to make sure that the data at your school is correct. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see. So yesterday we pulled the data management summary reports, and these are the schools that had 0 errors. So we asked that schools, clean up their data for NJ Smart, the ASSA process. And so, we want you to continue to keep your data clean. And so far, these schools have done just that. And I'll just quickly go over the names. Ironbone Academy, Oliver Street from the East Central Ward, Arts High School, the only high school on the list representing the high school. So kudos, Arts High. For the North, thank you to the North schools who continue to be consistent in maintaining their data. And I can assure you that the schools who are not here, they probably had like 1 or 2 errors across their school. So Abington Avenue, Dr. E. Alma Flag, Dr. William H. Horton, Elliott Street, Park Elementary, Rafael Hernandez, Ridge Street, Roberto Clemente, Salome Urena, and Sussex Avenue, all from the North School, had 0 errors as of yesterday. Our special school, early childhood school in the North, and for the Southwest, Harriet Tubman and Ivy Hill Elementary School had 0 errors. So thank you again for continuing to maintain your data after the NJSSA process. So these are the reports that we have asked schools to run throughout the year. They used to be called the biweekly reports, but we have renamed them. They can be found under the SQL reports link, data management, and then you'll find all of these reports. Please run them and fix the errors as you find them. Create a system. Might be you want to run them at the end of the week, every Friday, or might be every Monday morning. So develop a system and be consistent in how you clean up your data. If you have an influx of new students, run the reports, because sometimes if the students' records have been inactive for a while, once you re-enroll students, there are some errors that may appear. When students sync from Schoolmint, a lot of our new students, those entry codes don't come over, so they will be missing. Students with different special characters. And then you might sync a student and forget to put them in a homeroom. So how do we catch those errors? We run these reports and the system will tell you. Now, there are additional errors that we may find from our office, and we will share those errors with you. So Babu, who is a supervisor who supports the high school, finds errors routinely. And so we will be sharing these errors in your system folders, and I will go to that list of folders shortly. But we've come across some reverse enrollment as well as overlapping class enrollment errors. We're going to put them in your folders, and we want for you to look and fix the errors. So I'm going to go through all of the slides before I go into PowerSchool. So what is new with PowerSchool? So we've been talking about contacts and unlimited contacts for some time. We are almost at that place where we can provide clarity as to what we expect you to do. So we recently removed the CNT 1, 2, and 3 link. So we had a link to the old contacts page. We've removed access to that link. So there's no more access to those contacts. You can only get to the contacts that are on the contact screen, and that's the information that's usually synced over from Schoolmint. So we are going through all the contacts and trying to make some of the updates from our office before giving you, information about what you need to do to make sure that each contact Each student has a contact, with an email address with data access. So, a student might have one parent that has access, but then they have a sibling that doesn't have access. So we're going through and trying to simplify the process and then be able to provide you with clarity as to how you go ahead and make sure that all of our students have a contact on their record who has data access, who has the required credentials and permission to be able to communicate with us. All right, so look out for more information. And during the meeting, we had Adnan explain this process, and Pat from the high school was also in the meeting, and he provided clarity as it pertains to the high school expectations. So now for the report card timeline. We shared important information in principal points this Monday. So principal points and teacher talk, we shared what is expected and shared the report card timelines. Again, I will open these links shortly. So as mentioned before, cycle 1, November 7th through November 9th are the dates. So that's 7, 8, and 9 are the dates that you will use for high school semester 1, midterm, and E1 exams. All right. So the entire cycle 1 ends on November 9th. On November 16th, we expect all grades and comments to be finalized in the gradebook. Then on the 30th, our office will store the grades. And as usual, once we are done, we will send an email to let you know that it's okay for you to review the stored grades, run on a roll. And if you come across any errors, just let us know right away. If something doesn't look right, just send us an email, because sometimes, things go wrong. And we will, see if it's something that we need to do on our end. So after the grades are stored, there are certain reports that, we suggest that you run. And then that will make sure that everything is ready for December 7th for report card distribution. And report cards will be distributed via document delivery, as well as you can print them off. All right. So gradebook reports that you can run can be found under from the start page, PSCB Dev, and grading. And these are some recommended reports that you can run before grades are stored. So we want to be proactive. We want to make sure that we are running these reports before grades are stored so that we don't have to do historical grade changes. Yes, now and then there might be some mistakes or errors. There was one school year when I went to work for the Department of Ed. This district loaned me to the Department of Ed. And when I came back as a classroom teacher, and Power Teacher Pro was now the new thing. It wasn't available when I was as a tech coordinator. And so I made a few errors here and there, like delete a grade from one class and didn't realize that it deleted all the assignments to the other classes that assignment was attached to. So yeah, that was an error on my part. So things happen. So to be proactive, we want to see, are there teachers that have not entered grades or comments as yet, right? Are there any categories that are being used that should not be used? Are there missing grades? When was the last time a teacher updated a grade book? So these are some reports that administrators can look at prior to grades being stored to prevent those issues. Principal points. I'm going to open up the principal points document. So this is the document that was shared in principal points. I will not open up all of the links, but it tells very specific information. It has a link to the report card timeline for teachers. We ask that you distribute this timeline to the teachers. It explains what the high school semester 1 exam dates should be. And these are the gradebook management reports. So administrators can view a teacher's gradebook from PowerSchool. So these are the reports that we recommend that you run. Look at the categories, the gradebook categories report, and these links are PowerSchool links. So it will take you directly to the reports if you are logged into PowerSchool. Make sure that the categories that are being used are formative and summative categories. Any other categories that are being used will not be included in the calculation of the student's final grade. Confirm that each teacher has a minimum of 9 assignments for each student. There's a report that you can run that shows you this summer. It's called a class, category, and assignment summary. Confirm that there are no missing grades. There is a report called the gradebook missing grades report that you can run to see if there are any missing grades. Confirm grades and review comments for each teacher. There is a report called the class grades and comments report that you can see if there are grades and comments in the gradebook for all students. And then for high school, there is a report called a class assignment metrics. And this will show you a list of assignments as well as, where they fall, whether they have the E1 or E2 included and what dates are being used. After grades are stored, there is the grade change form that can be used to make changes. Again, this should be given to teachers if they come across any errors that need to be fixed after we store grades on November 30th. You see that there are some students don't have grades, then you want to make sure that you update the historical grades. Any duplicate grades, we want to find those as well and remove them, especially in the high schools where going forward throughout the semesters and the quarters cycles, we're going to be calculating their mid-year ranking and all that great stuff. We don't want duplicate grades and we don't want blank grades. So run those reports and delete any duplicate grades. In the elementary schools, there are schools who are doing electives, so students are enrolled in the same course more than once. So expect that a particular course will have 2 grades. So just be able to explain that to parents as to why there are 2 grades of the same course on the report card. And then you also have the stored grades, the honor roll report that you can run and be able to find low grades such as, Fs. If you want to do instructional support and create small groups, you can search PowerSchool for specific grades. So you want to find all the students who got A's. So you want to create some differentiated groups. You can use this report to find that. And then the last part is to print the report cards via document delivery. And document delivery has instructions on how to set up your school's document delivery. Very thorough. But we did say that we will use our next chit chat to go over the expectations of document delivery. But if you're new to this process and you need help, you can always reach out to one of us to help you set it up prior to then. But if not, this instructions is pretty self-explanatory. There are reports you can run to make sure that all of to find students who do not have an email, because if they don't have an email, they won't get a document delivery. So we want to make sure all of our students have an email. And with that done, we run the reports. After the report, the grades are stored and schedule the document delivery to go out on December 7th. All right, so that is it for the recap. Thank you for listening. Let's see. Oh, that's it. So PSCB dev reports, as well as the principal points. And as always, you can get to our support page. All of this information is already on there from our website, employees, PowerSchool support.